welcome back to my channel. My name's Cheyenne and today I'm coming at you with the first video in my college series. Today's video is going to be all about what you need to bring to college. Now while this video is mainly aimed at incoming freshmen, kids who are going to be moving into dorms, I do feel like a lot of the items on this list can be useful all 4 years of college. So even if you're a junior, a senior, whatever, be sure to stay tuned. Since this is my college series, I thought it would be appropriate to rep my own school, University of Kansas, Rock Chalk. But yeah, with all of that being said, let's go ahead and just jump right into the video. Alright, so the first item on my list is a mini stapler. Now you're probably wondering, why the heck would I need a mini stapler? Well, let me tell you, when the library runs out of supplies, which it often does, or when you're just running late to class and you forgot to staple together that 50-page lab report, you'll be glad that you brought a mini stapler along with you. Also, this might sound a little bit cheesy, but I think this could be a good way to make friends. Let's say you're in class and someone's like, oh shoot, I forgot to staple my papers together. Well, guess what? You'll have a mini stapler and a new friend. Right, so the second item on my list is slippers, slides, house shoes, whatever works for you. And I think these are really helpful to have, especially when you're in a community style living situation like a dorm room, because when you just want to run down the hallway to your friend's room or to the bathroom, it's nice to have something that you can just throw on really quickly. And let's be honest, you don't want to be walking around these hallways barefooted or in socks or whatever, because those floors can get pretty gross. Alright, so next up on my list are extension cables and surge protectors. And these are especially helpful when you're moving into a new space and you have no idea what the outlet situation looks like, if there will even be enough outlets for all of your devices. So I definitely recommend bringing along a couple of these. And these are also something that you can use once you move out of a dorm, when you're in apartment living, wherever. So the next item on my list is going to sound a little bit silly, but please just hear me out, especially if you're someone who uses hot tools like me. So the next item on my list is mason jars. And these came in handy a lot when I was in college, especially for like my curling iron and my straightener. After I finished using these tools in the morning, I could just wrap the cord up and then throw them in the mason jar, and I didn't have to worry about them burning anything. Plus, I mean, they are pretty cute and they have other uses as well, such as a drinking cup or a pencil jar holder. Next up on my list is velvet hangers. And if you're like me and you've just watched a bunch of these types of videos, you've probably heard about velvet hangers a lot. And I was a little bit skeptical when I first heard about them. I didn't know if they would be useful, but I'm glad that I invested in them because they definitely help out a lot. They're just these thin felt hangers and they stack together really well, so they save a bunch of space in your closet. So I would definitely recommend these to someone who doesn't have as much space available in their room. Alright, so this next item really just depends on what the situation at your school is like, and it's a printer. I know here at KU they give you a printing balance, and it does come in handy, but I would still definitely recommend investing in your own printer. It's just nice to have, it's really convenient. If you don't want to schedule time to go to the library or run downstairs, you have it in your room and you can just print it off and be good to go. Plus, this is an item you can keep with you all 4 years of college. I'm a senior in college and I still have my printer, so I would definitely recommend. So this next item is especially useful if you're living in a dorm and you're having to sleep on those uncomfortable twin XL mattresses. I mean, if you're in an apartment and your bed is still uncomfortable, then by all means go out and invest in this, but the item that I would recommend is a mattress topper. This is something that I bought when I was a freshman. I think I got it from Kohl's for like $15 with a coupon, which is really not that bad at all, and it made my bed so much more comfortable, so I would definitely recommend. Alright, so the next item on my list is a lamp. I personally had one of those really tall floor lamps, but even a smaller desk lamp will work as well. This is especially handy if you're someone who is living in a double style room. That's the setup I had when I was a freshman, so it was me and one other person actually sleeping in the same room together. And this is really useful because if one of you wants to stay up later than the other person getting some work done, you don't have to keep the main room light on and distract the other person from sleeping. You can turn that light off and just have your desk lamp or your floor lamp on, and you can still see what you're doing and get your work done without distracting your roommate from getting their sleep. Plus, the lighting in dorm rooms usually isn't that great, so bringing along extra lighting can help out a lot. So this next item is something that I actually have never personally owned. It's something that I've wanted for a while, but for some reason just never got around to getting it. But it's a rolling laundry hamper. Now, if you have laundry in unit, this obviously doesn't really apply to you. But if you're someone who has laundry down the hallway or downstairs or whatever, then this can definitely come in handy. It's nice because if you're someone like me and you're not always the best at staying on top of your laundry, you can just roll your laundry hamper downstairs or down the hall or wherever instead of having to lug a huge bag or crate with you. Alright, so to go along with the laundry hamper, the next thing that I would recommend is detergent pods. I know Tide Pods are really popular, but I personally use the generic Costco brand and they work just as well. These are really useful because you can just grab a couple of pods and take them with you when you go to do laundry instead of lugging around the huge jar of detergent. And yeah, it just makes doing laundry that much easier. So the next item on my list is a shower caddy, and this is something that I actually used both when I was in a dorm and when I moved into apartment living with a few other roommates. This is really helpful to have because instead of trying to juggle all of your toiletries with you to the bathroom, you can just throw them all into one basket and take that with you. And yeah, when you're looking for shower caddies, you definitely want to get one that has plenty of holes in it because you would not want that getting moldy or gross. That would kind of just defeat the purpose. So yeah, shower caddy, would recommend. Alright, so next up is a fan, and this is pretty self-explanatory. You know, you can't always control what the heating and cooling is like in your room, so having a fan is definitely useful, especially when you've just moved into your brand new dorm room and it's a hot August day and you're sweating from carrying all those boxes upstairs. You'll be really glad that you brought a fan along with you. So this next item isn't necessarily an essential, but I do think it is something that's nice to have if it's something you can afford to invest in. And that is a rug. So my freshman year, my roommate and I both got 2 rugs each, I want to say, and they just made our dorm room a lot more comfortable and cozy and homey. You know, we didn't have to walk across the cold, bare concrete floor, and yeah, it just made living in our dorm room a lot nicer. So the last item on my list is an air freshener, a candle, melting pods, whatever works for you in your situation. And it's just nice to have because dorm rooms, apartments, wherever you're living can acquire some weird smells. Some of them will be your fault, some of them won't. Let's say you're cooking popcorn and it burns and it sets off the smoke alarm at 2 a.m. You'll be glad that you had air freshener. Or let's say that you're straightening your hair and it makes your room smell a little bit smoky. Not that that's ever happened to me personally, but if it did, I would be glad that I had air freshener with me. Alright, so obviously the items on this list don't necessarily encompass everything that you need to bring to college. That would be a little much. But I do feel like the items that I've talked about today can definitely be helpful in just making your transition into college a lot easier. Or if you've already been living in college, they're nice things to have. So I hope that was helpful. I hope you took something away from this. Let me know what other types of college videos you want to see down in the comments below. I would be happy to make those for you. But yeah, that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe and I'll see you next time. Bye!